2K Sports pregame show.
Good evening, sports fans. This is 2K Sports. Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal. Tonight, it'll be the San Antonio Spurs up against the Houston Rockets.
The sun setting over the busy metropolis of Houston, Texas. And that's where we're coming to you from tonight. And we've got... Yeah, with that pump fake, he can get to the free throw line too, DA. There's just no answer. And it's going to be San Antonio off the tip. All fueled up and ready to go. Brought to you by Gatorade. Let's check out who's on the floor. On the floor for San Antonio, Murray out there with AI. Then there's LaMarcus Aldridge. Then it's DeRozan, and it's Medu in at the 4.
If you're seeking explosive plays, just follow AI. Seems like he has a few of these every single night.
Harden, no good. And here's Aldridge. He'll bring it up for the Spurs. Passes it to Medu. Shot goes down. Very quick possession right there. Medu's got his first 2 points of the night. And it's Houston's ball. 4-point game. They defeated the Wizards in their last game.
And we all know in a hostile environment, always tough, but they were the better team on that night.
No question about it. Owned in completely. They demonstrated real grit in a tough place to play, and they got the result they wanted.
Good on the shot. Bill, a top advisor for the U.S. High School Athletics and Activities Division, recommended that schools adopt esports programs. What's your take on that?
I'm all in. It's probably my son's only chance to go to college, so I really hope it happens. Now, listen, the world changes every decade.
I know.
And you got to change with it. And the reality is esports is one of the biggest things we have now. And if you're under 15, you're way more likely to play video games and be good at that than you are to do anything else. So why wouldn't we be able to benefit from that? The whole esports in general, just the audiences they're getting and as a spectator event, that's been building. So why wouldn't that work for college?
And a deep 3 from Harden. Again, the miss by Harden.
It's almost as if there's a lid on the hoop for him right now. He still hasn't gotten one to fall in the quarter. Not a problem when that's your first miss of the game. Strong start.
Looking to end the run. Drops in the tray. Harden's got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game. Thinking about how much sports video gaming has changed over the decades, Bill. Can you imagine a 13, 14-year-old Bill Simmons with the 2K product? You would just be all over that, wouldn't you?
You have no idea, Kevin Harlan. I was there for every step of the video game revolution. I had an Intellivision and an Atari. I had Nintendo. I had Super Nintendo. I had all 3 of the first PlayStations.
You played them all the time.
I played entire Madden seasons on the treadmill when I was like in my early 30s. Try playing any video game on the treadmill. Try it and try not falling off. It's impossible.
I'm sure
I've been there every step of the way. I am pro esports. Basketball, I'm jealous of the people who can play 2K well because there's just, that sounds like an old guy, but so many buttons and so many things to remember. I'm always so impressed when people just remember all the combinations and stuff. I'm jealous.
Like your son does.
My son
plays a game. I know.
But I could have done it. I
know you could have.
I want to take 1984 me out of a time machine and just give me this game. I would have unleashed.
Yeah, but 13-year-old Bill Simmons would like what 40-year-old Bill Simmons is.
13-year-old Bill Simmons would be amazed that 48-year-old Bill Simmons was getting paid to do anything. He'd really be excited about that. Just that he wasn't living at home. We would have been fired up.
So both teams changing it up here. Waba passes to Gordon. Shoots over DeRozan. They get it back. Nene misses that one. He's 0 for 1 from the floor. And the Spurs with possession. They're on a 14-3 run. DeRozan, that's good. Bill, with last year's do-or-die season finale between Minnesota and Denver, final game of the regular season, momentum is gathering for a play-in tournament, maybe for the last 2 playoff spots. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I wrote about this in 07. I called it the entertaining as hell tournament, where basically the first 7 seeds were guaranteed, and the 16 teams that didn't make it out of the 2 conferences, they just went head-to-head, single elimination. And then you have the final 2 games in New York City, and you blow it out, and you have a fun thing with it. I think that Minnesota-Denver game was important, and maybe the solution is you have the 6 seeds guaranteed in each conference, and then you have 7, 8, 9, 10 in each conference, and you just have playing games. You have 7 versus 10. You have 8 versus 9. You do it over the course of a couple days. You use the TV revenue from that, because you could get good money from that, to maybe shorten the season.
Great
which
idea.
Would be, for me, the #1 thing I would change about the league. I think we should have a 70-game season. You could talk me into 76, but there's too many games. Like, there's too many nights where the players... I just think basketball is really hard to play.
And the jam by AI.
And from the opening tip, they just crushed it. You see it now on the scoreboard.
Clearly in great rhythm. They've got it going on, I mean, in a big way. Excellent job at establishing a huge lead early on.
Waba kicks to Rivers. We've got 13 seconds left to play in the first quarter. Here's Pertinis, fouled in the act of shooting, gets the bucket anyway, so a 3-point play chance for him.
Starting to surge here, and we're only in the first quarter.
Yeah, and they've come out strong. I mean, clearly they've been the better team so far.
And he's got his first chance at the line here. Gordon deciding where to go with it. And he got that one up in time, but doesn't go in. And as the first quarter wraps up, already a double-digit lead. Now a chance to hear shooting guard Eric Gordon talk about their...
It's all about not making mistakes, getting rebounds.
And Greg, nowadays, it's all about pushing the pace.
And it's an offensive-oriented league now. When you execute and really look to attack, it puts the opposition on their heels.
And if you're just tuning in, we've got a wide margin on the scoreboard, but plenty of time left for a comeback. And let's quickly check out the scoring breakdown here for the Spurs.
They've set the first half tone by getting out on the fast break and getting the defenders on their heels.
They've gotten their fair share of points off turnovers so far tonight, too.
They've got Tyler Zeller. Gordon is out there with Austin Rivers. Then there's Nick Young. And it's Nwaba in at the 4 slot. That's the group starting the second quarter for the Rockets. Now let's go to the sideline and catch up with our Hall of Famer, David Aldridge.
Hi, Kevin. Well, AI in their last time out against the Trailblazers really lit up the floor. He ended with 31 points and was diming everybody up with an incredible assist game, setting up his teammates all night long. He put up numbers that really jumped out in the box score. A very solid performance. And Kevin, we'll see what he's got in his arsenal tonight.
All right, David, thank you, guys. Could you believe that performance? Wow.
I mean, it was really something to see. I mean, he showed everybody just how special he is when he is on his game.
Greg, something really stoked his fire. Man.
58 seconds left here in the second. Down low, stolen by Rivers. Always full of terrific insights. Bill Simmons, thank you so much for stopping by.
Thank you. My insights, thank you as well.
And Clark, always great to have Bill with us, a content creator who really taps into what the audience is thinking.
Could not agree with you more. Amen to all of that, Kevin. He's got a very loyal fan base and readers and viewers that share his vision, not just on sports, but on life. And that strong connection he has with them is admirable.
The Rockets shooting their initial free throws of the game right here.
And the season numbers for them at the line thus far are really poor, something I'm sure they are making a point of emphasis.
And you know their performance at the line. It's definitely dropped off. Not the trend they were looking for.
About 3 seconds between shot and game clock. Here's AI from down in the low post. It goes. AI's got 10.
And they've just been so comfortable at both ends of the floor. I mean, you'd almost think they're playing at home.
Yeah, and the confidence really at a high level. Very impressive. They feel like this game is theirs, dominating right now.
Harden way outside. And the last second attempt does not go in for him. And so it's the San Antonio. Thank you, David. And we'll be back for the third quarter of action following halftime. And with the second half upon us, we'll find out if this game becomes the route that it's threatening to be. A fantastic game from DeMar DeRozan so far.
Well, they've done a good job of letting the game come to them, and really few forced shots here so far.
And, you know, Greg, I like how they've set the pace. There's a lot of time left in this one, so there's no rush. You don't have to go 70 miles an hour. Keep it at about 45.
On the floor for San Antonio, DeRozan out there with Medu. Then it's AI. Then there's LaMarcus Aldridge, and it's Murray in at the point guard.
They have been board dominant in this game. That's definitely been a factor in crafting this huge lead.
And it's been a well-rounded performance. I mean, strong rebounding has certainly been at the center of it, but it's been good on a number of levels.
Here's Rivers, misses off the left iron. Clark, there was a rules change not too long ago that promoted more help defense, less one-on-one defense. Good or bad?
I like it. Again, there's always going to be a premium on defending one-on-one, but positioning defenders where you can help better and more, I think it's trying to make sure the offensive side doesn't get too much of an advantage where the rules had gone in the past. So I think it's a nice balancing act for the game.
Now flying high and throwing it down with the one-hand.
One of his favorite moves right there, guys.
Does it as well as anybody, fellas. Tremendous skill while in the air.
They have yet to hit a shot, a real slow start here in the second half. The tenacity, the attention to detail, it's why these guys are in complete control.
And you know what, Greg? They are crushing it on both ends. I mean, in total control right now.
Harden with it. AI picks him up. Poke loose. Stolen by AI. For the finish. And the jam by AI.
You know, this is what happens when you don't take care of the ball. AI will make you pay if you're careless with the pumpkin around him.
Harden outside. They need this. Rebounded by the Spurs.
You know, sometimes rest can do more harm than good. It certainly looks that way for them. They've been cold coming out and have yet to find the bottom of the net.
House kicks to Harden. Sinks the three-pointer. Harden's got 11.
Watch out. Now that he's got his first three of the half, there might be more in store.
It's AI on the wing. He's guarded by Rivers. Here's AI. It's good for his 8th consecutive basket in only 8 tries. Wow.
And when you get this kind of shooting from him, 100% from the field, they're going to be tough to beat.
Rivers kicks to House. A touch over 2.5 minutes of basketball played here in the third quarter. He gets it in there.
And he'll take it right into the teeth of the D without thinking twice about it.
And so it's Murray who brings the ball up for San Antonio. And you look at James Harden, Coach Mike D'Antoni, and the Rocket front office. It really does seem like a match made in heaven.
Yeah, I think the alignment of the front office and coaching staff really in harmony. And a star in Harden who's the best in the world at delivering in that system. Chris Paul part of the mix too. That's a pretty good fit, it looks like to me.
Here is House. DeRozan defending. 6 to shoot. Rivers kicks to House. From past the arc. Doesn't go for him. Nice D from DeRozan. The Spurs have gotten 6 of their 7 shots to go down in this quarter. What a fantastic start to the half. And that one drops for him.
Every time they get scored on during this run, it's come from inside the paint.
Harden outside. Somehow ignores the tight D and gets the layup. Harden's got 5 points now in the quarter.
Harden is maddening to defend. I mean, you're right up on him, you've got him bodied up, and it still doesn't do any good.
AI drives in. No stopping him there. Jams it in as he's fouled. Chance now for a three-point play. That's on Clint Capella. And the Spurs with some changes. Davis Bertans checks in for Medu. Walker comes in for DeMar DeRozan. And Ricky Rubio subbed in for DeJounte Murray.
And, you know, for AI, the talent's always been there. The commitment took time to develop, but that's normal. But once that was locked in, game over.
Harden's shot is off.
They've shown some strength in the paint today. Their work on the boards has been impressive.
Guys, that's putting it mildly. I mean, they've been absolutely dominant.
And how about the excellent court vision, just keeping the defense off balance?
Yeah, that was a sweet pass right there, setting up his teammate nicely, and that's really how you move the rock. Share that sugar, man. Share it.
About 7 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. And it's Gordon finishing it off.
I like how Gordon stays low to the ground, keeps that center of gravity anchored. Quick driving inside, and excellent finishing at the basket.
It's AI on the wing, defended by Gordon. Here's AI, and he'll shoot free throws here. Clearly fouled on that shot that time, the whistle blowing. And Houston gets called for the foul.
No joking around here, fellas. I mean, AI taking it right to the heart of that defense. Earns himself a trip to the line as a result.
And both free throws good for AI. Just 4 seconds left in the third quarter of the game. And the last shot before the buzzer is off. And as we conclude the third quarter, pretty much a blowout. It's been a one-sided affair. It's San Antonio running away with it. We'll be back shortly live from Houston, Texas. And now let's go back to a play from earlier as we show you our State Farm assist of the game.
Just true artistry right there. I mean, great decision on where to go with the ball, and how about the perfect delivery?
And they'd love to see every possession end this way. True team basketball.
AI is checked in for Walker. And what do you guys think so far about the offensive approach for San Antonio?
The mid-range that you've seen from them about as good as it gets, and there has not been a drop-off in the second half.
They've also been pounding it inside tonight and coming away with a lot of points in the paint. I call those PIPs.
Harden and Gordon, the guard tandem. Zeller is out there with Kenneth Faried. And it's House in at the 3 slot. That's the 5 for Houston right now.
You know, Harden will burn you when you overcommit and leave guys open. He's excellent at sensing when you're out of position.
It's AI on the wing, defended by Gordon. Here's AI, and AI with the stuff.
And you can see it. They're in a nice rhythm in terms of shooting. It's been that way the entire second half.
And, you know, Greg, it's hard to ask for much more than that because they're getting to their spots and they're knocking down the shots.
It's Harden with the drive, and he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up.
You know, James Harden, the leading isolation scorer in the league for the last 3 years plus. He's taken it to a whole new level, almost 12 points a game in isolation in 2018, and his efficiency, the best in the game, is off the charts.
The Rockets making a switch here. Hartenstein's checked in. The Spurs also with the sub. Medu's checked in. And the basket is good, and he's got a chance here for one more at the line.
And I think they're winning because of him. I mean, he's hitting a lot of his shots right now.
And it's interesting, isn't it? Isolation, one-on-one basketball has lost favor league-wide, but Harden flips that logic on its head.
Yeah, it can still be a little frustrating to watch at times, Kevin, but it reminds me a bit of the way that Steph Curry changed the definition of a good shot, his deep range and marksmanship from long distance. Now more and more players are shooting it from that deep. Harden is changing the definition of a good possession because he's just so talented at making the toughest shots look easy.
Here's AI, and AI with the stuff.
AI is really in a groove. Boy, has he been impressive. He has not given this defense any kind of a break.
And it's Harden with the ball for the Houston Rockets. And he comes up with the deuce. Harden's got 9 points in the quarter.
And, you know, it's obvious he's a talented scorer. I mean, that's a given. A guy you can depend on to get it done in a lot of ways.
AI passes to Bertens. AI with it. He's against Gordon. Here's AI. And AI with the stuff.
I tell you what, I don't know what he did in the locker room, but he needs to do a little bit more of it because he's on fire.
Harden dishes to Gordon. We've got 1:23 left in the game. From deep three-point range, Forbes with the rebound.
The only place for shots like that are in shoot-around.
Exactly. I mean, that shot is one he shouldn't even think about taking.
And so it's going to end up in the record books as a blowout, a dominating performance for the Spurs.
As one-sided as it gets today, you know, there were some dominant moments in about every facet of this game for that team.
Yeah, I mean, Kevin, it's hard to think of what didn't go right for them. Game planning by the coaches, execution by the players, everything was just on target.
And on the year, this will turn out to be win number 34 for them.
And once they polish off this win, they'll be one more victory away from sweeping the season series.
And this isn't one of those mini series either. I mean, this is a 4-gamer. As hard as it is to beat a team 3 times in a row, it's even harder to do it 4 straight.
And you know, looking back at all the contributions tonight, it was a really phenomenal all-around game for AI.
He just looked like an orchestrator out there. His teammates kept running to the open spot, and he found them time and time again. And how much longer are they going to keep that foot on the accelerator?
As long as required, Greg. I mean, you can tell they want to put this thing to bed.
2 seconds separating the shot clock and game clock. The Rockets again can't hit. Shoots from 12, and another basket for San Antonio.
Tremendous effort here on the road. That plane ride home is going to be sweet.
No doubt about it, partner, but unfortunately, the flip side of that coin, the drive home for the hometown fans, going to be rather flat.
And so it's San Antonio easily taking this one. This one was over well before the final buzzer. The fans were waiting for something to get excited about, Greg, but they never got it.
They sure didn't. I mean, they just rolled to this win. They made it look really easy. What an efficient performance at both ends.
And that'll wrap it up, folks. For Greg Anthony, Clark Kellogg, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. Thanks for watching the NBA on 2K Sports. And we'll see you next time.